Hi there, and welcome to Real Relationships. Today we're going to talk about a really hard subject. We're going to talk about jealousy. And the reason it's a difficult subject is because I think our society has a view of people who are jealous in love relationships, and they often blame the jealous person. I actually think there are two reasons you're jealous. One comes from you and your own insecurities, your lack of self-esteem and trust issues. However, jealousy can actually be perpetuated by your partner as well because of the way they behave. And our society tends not to talk about that one, but I think a big one, and that's one that can make a big problem in your relationship. Therefore, if you've got a partner who's very flirty and they give other people lots of attention and they touch other people and maybe they stand too close and maybe they look at them in that leering, lustful way when they're with you, it's going to make you feel jealous. And there's just no way that it won't. If you have any feelings for that person, you will have some anger and hurt and jealousy. But whose fault is it? If you're not looking at everyone else in the room and making eyes at guys or women across the room, then you're not setting that up for your partner, that feeling of kind of rejection. I think it's a feeling of rejection and neglect, and that they're giving someone else the attention. My take on it is, if you are jealous, you have to look at why you're jealous, like where it's coming from. And if your partner's a person who's like this, that's where it's coming from. And they basically have to stop that behavior when they're with you, if it's going to make you jealous. And then you're going to end up fighting on the way home in the car. It's not on. It's not cool. It's not good. When you're with your partner, you've chosen to be with them and you give them attention. And you can be polite to other people, and you can look at other people and say that they look lovely in that dress, or he's a really cute looking guy. But you're not doing it that you're actually disempowering your partner, that you're making your partner feel that you're interested in other people too much. You can talk to your partner about this. If they're like this, often they like this and they will stay like this, unfortunately. However, it's worth having a talk about it. I always think you can just say to them, if you don't want to be controlling, you say, when you're with me, you will be respectful to me and you will not flirt with other people, make eyes with them and touch them, and you will make me feel like I'm the most important person to you as your partner. When you're out and about, if you want to do your little looks, you do your little looks. You've got power to do that. You can do that, because I won't get hurt. But I still don't think it's a very good thing. And I think that's what you should do. You should talk to your partner, because it's upsetting you and it makes you feel like crap. And then they blame you for being jealous. But they set it up. And that's what I'm talking about today, the setup of jealousy, that they will actually set it up. Added to this, it can also be coming from you. If you're a person who feels very insecure and you lack self-esteem, perhaps you've had some betrayal, or you've been with people who are like this before, has pressed all your buttons, and you have real trust issues, which could come from your childhood. I often think that. And if you're female, it might be from the male, from your dad, and then you have trouble with males, you don't trust males, and vice versa if you're a guy. Then it is your issue. Then you are overreacting. Then you are being a bit silly, like one of those crazy girlfriends or boyfriends. And you need to get some help around that, because it's actually coming from you. If the behavior of your partner is just normal behavior and they're not doing those flirty things or leering at someone and turning their head around to check them out or whatever they like to do, and then if they're not doing any of those things when they're with you, then you have to work on your own issues, and you'll find their trust issues and not feeling good about yourself and not feeling good about your body and not loving yourself enough. Because if you're a person who gets jealous for no reason, you don't love yourself much. And you need to start loving yourself, loving who you are, seeing all your good parts, your physically good parts, because jealousy's got a lot to do with our physicality. It can be that they give them more time and attention, but often it comes from the physicalness. Therefore, you need to start working on yourself, seeing the beautiful parts of who you are, believing your partner when they tell you you're beautiful, not dissing it off all the time, and absorbing it, receiving the praise. Let it come in. The reason it's not coming in with you is you don't have a deep belief system. It's true. So as they say, you just negate it and chuck it out. but it's the thing you need the most. You need to be told these things. You need to be complimented. You need to be made like the most special person in the world for them. But you have to absorb it. And that's where it comes in for you. I feel that jealousy is a normal reaction. It's a normal human reaction. However, it can be dealt with because the person who's with you, the partner, if they're the ones who's making you feel horrible when you go out with them, because they're giving too much, I think, sexual attention, physical attention to other people, then they need to change and stop doing it, because it's hurtful and it doesn't make the partner feel good, and it destabilizes the relationship, and you will get to hate going out with them. You won't want to go anywhere in beaches or swimming pools or spas, because you're going to just feel awful, and you just won't want to go out with them generally, because every time you go out you have to deal with this, and it's completely disrespectful to you. And that's the word I would use, that it's disrespectful to the other person. It's sort of like going out for coffee with your friend, and then you just ring up another friend and talk to somebody else, and it's got that similar dynamic where the person's not giving you the best attention that they could give you, and therefore you feel unloved and you don't feel like you're good enough, and it will really mess with your head. You can get professional help with this. You can go and see a therapist or counsellor. The two of you go together, and they will quickly ascertain as well where it's coming from, whether it's the partner or you. You'll probably know where it is. Sometimes it can be like a blend of both, that you don't have high self-esteem, you don't feel that good about yourself in general anyhow, you don't love yourself or love your body in any way, that's coming from your trust things, and then you add this flirty womanizer kind of partner, or I don't know what the other word is for the girls when they do it, I don't know that word, but whatever she's doing to make you feel really, really upset, and then you put those together and you're just in trouble, and you're going to be jealous. And then everything you do together with other people, potential other partners, especially sexual partners, this is going to make you feel threatened, and you're not going to feel good. You're not going to enjoy going out because you don't feel secure. It's very destabilizing. It's the most destabilizing thing, one of the most destabilizing things for a relationship that you can actually have. Talk to your partner about it. If they're doing it, ask them to stop doing it on your time. That's all you're going to do. This is what you need. I need you to stop doing it when you're with me. If you're out and about and you want to stick your head out the window and yell stuff, well, that's the choice you make, but I'm not there to see it. I prefer you didn't, of course, but I don't want to be like a control freak with you. The other part is to get some therapy for yourself, or start working on your own issues. If you don't like the way you look, start changing it. If you're uncomfortable with certain parts of your body, try to learn to love them. Just start to learn to love yourself. We've all got wiggly bits and lumps and bumps. We're not airbrushed, so we're not like that. We're just normal people, and as we get older, age is even more challenging than when you're young. Try and work on loving yourself and seeing yourself as a beautiful human and a beautiful partner, and loving your body more. I think you will know it's you because you have huge body issues. You'll find it hard to undress in front of people. You won't be really comfortable with no clothes on. You'll always be not thinking your body's good enough. You won't be confident, basically. And then some of this will obviously be embedded in you. You need to do some work around that. If it's them, you know it's them because you're confident and you look pretty damn good, and you're happy with the way you look, and you love yourself, and they're just being awful. Go away and think about it. Who's doing it? Who's the giver of this? Who's the receiver of this? Who's mostly doing it or not mostly doing it? And then if it's a blend of you and them, or them and you, then tackle those issues. If your partner is the jealous one and you're not been misbehaving when you're out, then you need to actually talk to them, and also get them to receive your compliments and start to believe you when you say they look hot or great or whatever you say to them. You need to talk to them about this, that you need to believe me because you are, And once that starts going in, and I feel if you're the partner of a person who's got jealousy issues through their own lack of self-love of their body and themselves, then when you go out, you need to be very mindful of that and not be looking in any way or flirting, because they're just going to make them feel terrible. And I think you can do that as a partner to build up their self-esteem, because we can talk to ourselves about how we're beautiful and we love ourselves, but the impact of having someone else that you love tell you that is really quite strong, and that's what you want to do. You want to make it better and better. Look at the jealousy thing in the 3 areas I've spoken, work out where it comes from, and then tackle it. Because jealousy, it's like a snake. If it gets in your relationship, it can really destroy it. And then jealousy can create misinformation and believing things that aren't true, and it's like a rabbit warren. It's just out going down. You're in all sorts of trouble. Get rid of it now. Tell your partner there's no reason for you to be jealous. I've chosen you. You're the most beautiful person in the world to me. And likewise, and if you're a naughty person out there misbehaving, stop it. You are just destroying your relationship for nothing. That's the thing, for nothing. And if you decide that you're not happy with your partner anymore and you don't want to be with them, leave. Let them go. Let someone else be with them and love them as they are, and go off and have all your affairs. Just do that instead and save them all that pain and hurt, because you are creating pain and hurt when you make someone jealous. It's not a good thing to do. It's almost got kind of a passive aggressive aspect to it as well, which, you might, if you're the person who's been making other people jealous, maybe you should look at that too. It's very complicated, but in some ways it's very simple to solve. If it's you and it's your jealousy, get help, work on your self-love. If it's them or it's you who's flirting and misbehaving when you're out, stop it. That's simple. I hope you have a good week with each other, and I hope if you've got this in your relationship, you can actually fix it, because it's something that grows. And I'll tell you, as you get older, it becomes harder, because when you're 55, you can't compete with a 23-year-old who's at the cafe in hot pants. So get rid of it now. Okay. I'll talk soon in the next podcast, and I hope you have a loving week.